Welcome, dear friends. Welcome back to the Delivery Excellence channel by Animesh Verma. Dear friends, today we are going to discuss regarding the first and the basic points which are very important for any delivery for the entire SDLC processes, as we discussed in our introductory video, that we will be trying to deal with each and every aspects of delivery phases, right from the requirement phase to the UAT or delivery phase or the maintenance phase, till we complete the entire phase as per the SOW or the MSA signed with the client. So, my dear friends, the very first point we will now today discuss with a very important and a very basic pointer and a very basic model called as V model. Now, what exactly is the V model? V model is a mapping between the requirement phase of SDLC to the entire software test lifecycle till the UAT. Now, now we will just go through simply is that if the requirement is matching exactly with the UAT, it simply says that we do not have any escalations, we do not have any open bugs, and the particular software which is developed is very robust enough for any of its users at the vendors level or at the business level. It simply says that if we do have employed the entire form of CMM level processes, then to maximize or the quality and minimize the defect and the overall efficiency of the project, it get increased to the level where we do see a very high level of transparency between the vendor and the client, and that really helps in a very good rapport as well as in the entire business level, so that in the future we do have a very good business growth with the respective clients. Today we all know that we are working in a very fast phase of delivery where agile processes are getting implemented, with DevOps also getting into use for each and every phases. Now let us come back to this V model. Now SDLC in terms consists of, the first is the requirement phase. Let me first importantly and very clearly discuss with you all on the requirement phase, which will be the base of this particular session which I am discussing with you. Now, dear friends, the requirement, whenever it comes, they are having a different sets of documentations. Or in the initial phase of the client, we do have an understanding document which gets prepared. We do have a brainstorming sessions with the respective stakeholders. So the very first and the important phase, whenever there is a initial phase of requirement phase, we have to understand the technical aspects. We need to understand the entire back end to front end, entire set of architectural diagram. We need to understand their business very clearly, what they do and what they don't, and each and every phases we will also have to be very clear that what are our do's and don'ts, which are very important, so that we get into a very important factor which is called as scope. Now scope is important because we cannot go and do every sort of activity whatever client is, we are discussing with them. So scoping is very important based on the particular sort of, the negotiations on the, the monetary format, the timeline, the skill sets, and lot of other activities. So scope has to be very clear, what are the do's and what are don'ts. Once that is clear, we have to provide a clear sort of understanding document that what we have understood, the business analyst team, they will sit together, they will discuss the entire flow. Based on that flow, a simple sort of prototyping has to be prepared, and that has to be discussed with the client very clearly, asking very important questions and our understanding what we understood and what we cannot understand. If you are not able to understand, have those questions very clear. Nowadays there are a lot of client interviews does happen with the respective vendors, so that the client is very happy that we are having a very good skill sets associates who will be working on that particular project. That clearly says that okay, we do have a good rapport with the client have a faith that okay, the understanding document and the understanding skill set of the particular employee or the particular vendor, whoever is getting assigned to the project, can handle the situations. So technical aspects as well as rapport with the client, clear communication in terms of written as well as speaking skills, and the entire stakeholders should be taken into consideration for every phases at the requirement phase. It has to be crystal clear, properly documented, properly distributed within the team. And once the roles and responsibility and the ownership within the team is discussed and decided, the work of the next level of the phases should be started. The review process, at last but not the least, for every phase has to be implemented. Review in terms of documentation, review in terms of technology aspects, review in terms of entire processes, or the particular thing which the tools which are getting implemented has to be very very clearly specified. Because if we do have any sort of lag of you know uh, the technical aspects, then at that point of time the ownership has to be clearly specified, so that there should not be any miscommunications which could lead to a greater extent of escalations later on. That simplifies and summarization is for this topic is, we have to be clear what has to be prepared, how has to be prepared, and all the five whys: when, why, where, how, which, and whom. Everything has to be clearly specified in the requirement. It should have all text, it should get a sign off from the client, and once it is getting signed off, the entire SOW, which is a statement of work, or the MSA, that is master service agreement, or you can say the work order, has to be then incorporated in the respective documentation format. Or if you have an agile format, then the use cases has to be very clearly been specified with entire sets of flows, whether it is the primary source of flow or the alternative source or alternative flows, so that the maximum level of business level with all sorts of positive and negative scenarios should be checked, thoroughly checked, to have a robust delivery to the client. Thank you so much, everyone, for this particular session, and I will join you very shortly in the next video. Very soon, I'll be just providing that phase of another phase of SDLC, with the entire phases will be discussed as per the V model, and gradually we will be moving to the next level and the higher level of entire delivery levels of executions. Thank you so much. This is Animesh Verma signing off from Delivery Excellence channel. Goodbye. Very good. Take care of yourself. Bye.